What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cowboys Cutting Up. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. That is my guy sitting there, Aunt Jay, formerly of 8020, right? We used to have a podcast there, a couple
Yes,
of
sir.
moons ago. Yes, sir. So he's
Yes, sir.
filling in for Trey Collins. Trey Collins decided to go do some basketball sideline work for his radio station, which, hey, we appreciate that so much. But again, hey, we're still here. We got to talk about what's going down with our Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Of course, I'm Jay Stoggs, the Buffner. Let's go. And like I said, that's Aunt Jay.
What up, people?
Make sure that you subscribe, you like, and you smash that bell so you know when Big Game Sports Buzz is coming to you and Cowboys Cutting Up is also coming to you. Anything that's coming through the Big Game Entertainment. Again, thank you so much for all the subscribers. We finally hit that 1,000. It's still growing, and of course, we want it to grow. We want to get to that 2,000 now because that's just what we want to do. Make sure that you check out what we have as far as merchandise because we do have it for Big Game Sports Buzz. But yeah, you can check us out on any podcast, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, the whole nine. Where you get your podcast, you can listen to us. So, without further ado, I've done all the stuff I was supposed to do. Let's get into this, man. It was. What do you rank this? Let me ask you this, Anjay.
Yeah.
Where do you rank this loss? If you've been under a rock, and again, I've always said there are two types of NFL fans: those who root for the Cowboys and those who don't.
Got you.
Of course, the Packers come back to win in Lambeau
Right.
against the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Where do you rank this loss? Let's say within the past 5 years or 3 years. Yeah, 5 years. What is this? Where does this one?
I got you. No. Okay. So to me, it has everything to do with expectations. We're supposed to be an elite team.
Mm-hmm.
The expectation was you had a struggling Green Bay Packer team that could barely score 10 points.
Yes.
The expectation is that we steamroll these boys, take their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of think of a quote my dad always says: "You keep let them hang around,
Hey,
gain confidence, and before you know it, you're in a dogfight.
Yeah.
Scrapping and clawing for everything."
Mm-hmm.
So where does it rank? It ranks right up there with probably the other Green Bay loss that I'm still salty about is the catch. Dez Bryant.
Okay.
So it's up there. As a Cowboy fan, it hurts because you always, you're wanting us to be the elite. We want this year, quote unquote, to be the year. And for whatever reason, whether it's play calling or cats getting tired or
right,
it might be the defense seem like it's soft as tissue paper versus a run. Right now it's hard because on paper, this is a W.
This,
as you know, what's that Herm Edwards quote? You play
to win the game.
So
that's why you play.
That's right. That's why you play. I'll just say I'm still thankful that we in the wild card spot.
Yes,
but I mean
for now,
yeah. Obviously, these wins need to come in a string. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
we need in a row.
Yeah, and I mean the other part. So last week I told Trey Collis, I said, Trey, to me this is a trap game. Oh no, look at Green Bay. They have nothing. The offensive line and the defense, and they don't have a receiver, and they don't have this and da da da. And I said, Trey, this to me is a game that everyone says we should win. The Cowboys feel like they should win, which they should feel like they should win every game. I get that, but especially this one. But it's just something about, number one, Green Bay when it's cold and Aaron Rodgers that we have not as a team. And look, I get it. When you start talking about history and teams, and there are some players that have never played in a game that deals with that history, right?
Right.
Like someone said to me the other day, well, you can't beat the Chiefs. You can't. They said this. you can't beat Pat Mahomes. I was like, we play the Chiefs every 4 years. Pat Mahomes has only played us twice. I think twice. Right? Twice.
I got you.
Like, he hasn't been in the league long enough for that history for people to say, well, the Chiefs always beat you. Okay, they beat us twice. I guess so, but that wasn't always the case.
But see, that doesn't really count because that's not divisional.
It's not. It's not divisional.
An AFC has an NFC team's number, so be it. But we're talking about, for example, Green Bay versus the Bears. We're talking about the Cowboys versus the Redskins. I'm sorry, the Commanders.
The commies. Yes, you can call them the commies.
Oh my God! So it's stuff like that.
Right.
That's the one where you have history. I don't. I think I might have a clue who you're talking about as far as the Chiefs versus the Cowboys. But I mean,
but I mean,
that's neither here nor there. You can't really count that. That
but
might
even to that point, even to that point, Tampa Bay is starting to become a rivalry, I guess, of sorts. Even though we've played them 2 or 3 times now, but we played them not at the beginning of the season. It's like, I feel like we should have won or had a good chance. But again, we have to let's look at this game again.
I got you.
You have Green Bay, who, yes, they're 3-6, but still Aaron Rodgers, and they still have a good running game. People forgot this. People forgot this for some reason. When you have over 200 yards rushing, I can't see how you're going to win. Here's the next question, though, as we talk about the running game. Is Dallas's defense still considered, or should they be considered, an elite defense?
I mean, obviously that's tough because you have such a glaring weakness.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you got Chicago dicing us up. You got all these teams staying with us, dicing us up.
Yeah.
The problem with defense, the good and the bad, are the same thing. We're a Dan Quinn defense. We're undersized, which means that we're quick.
Okay.
But again, how do you attack speed? You run straight at it, especially when these cats are undersized for D linemen. You know what I mean? 290. We don't necessarily have, and as a Cowboys fan, I know you can relate to this on this show, cutting it up. We don't have a Russell Maryland.
No.
We don't have a Tony Casillas. We don't have a Leon Lett. We don't have a guy who's strictly supposed to be an elite run
defense. Yeah. Hey, appreciate that, Big Game Sports Buzz, for that donation of $2. Again, since we hit that 1,000, that means that we cannot accept donations, and we definitely appreciate that. So thanks for looking out there. Yeah, I agree. We don't have a run stopper. Hankerson was whatever, is supposed to be that guy, but he's not on the field yet. So,
but here's the thing too, and I can appreciate the move.
Yeah,
but that's kind of like going to Dollar Tree and going into the bargain bin and this is nice for clearance.
Hey, this ain't bad.
So the fact that
he wasn't a big guy, no, but he could stop the run,
right? And
Big Cat was a big guy.
Yes. Hence the nickname. I guess my deal was you had cats who were specifically there to stop the run. Hey, I need you to engage the center. I need you to engage the guard. That way our linebackers can come in behind to make the play. Kind of like, I guess, Ray Lewis thinks about Goose.
Siragusa.
What's the boy's name? Sam
Siragusa.
So, I mean, until we handle that, until we address that need, and I'm not talking about some dude who's a 10-year veteran who can barely get some run. I'm talking about a legit starter like Washington. They got 2 young big boys who made Philly's job hard. And you see how Philly was like,
and what's crazy is they didn't even have their quote unquote best one on the field.
Oh yeah, Chase Young wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there, and they still were doing what they did. And that's the thing that frustrates me as a fan is that you have all this money, you have all this opportunity, but where is, and yeah, that's a great point. Where are you putting it? Where is it? You know, you got the money. You could have gone after the Von Miller, and maybe that's not your run stopper, but he changes the whole dynamic of your defense.
He makes clutch plays. Did you see the Bills game with the Vikings? Now, even though
they lost,
the Bills have their closing issues.
They do.
That defense,
and I think that's injury related,
still makes an impact.
Yes, absolutely. But you have to go and you have to get these guys, and there has to be people out there that, I mean, Aaron Donaldson's not the only dude that's a run. Peter Vea is not the only guy that's out there. There are other run stoppers that are out there,
right?
But we're not pursuing that. We're, and it kind of reminds you of the Jimmy Johnson era, right? He had undersized backers and defensive players. But yeah, to your point, you have to have that run stopper. You have to have that guy that this is your job.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be 3 downs.
Right.
It has to be a 3-down lineman.
Right.
So
I guess my thing is, you're talking about where do we spend the money? And it is a straight reflection on Jerry, right? Because Jerry's the one signing the checks. He has his finite 8.
Is it Jerry? Or is it Dan Quinn?
Okay. No, I don't think it's Quinn. Because my thing is, it's kind of like Bill Parcells said. I mean, you don't give me the budget to shop, but you want me to work with the groceries that you give me.
But I have to believe, though, in watching what's happened with Dan Quinn and this squad, and like Michael Parsons, no one picked him. Dan Quinn did. No one picked him.
Right.
That was a Will McClay, Dan Quinn type of pick. And the defense that has, like, he's gone out and gotten his guys that played for him in Atlanta,
right,
or played for him,
right,
in that system. So to me, it's no. This needs to fall back on Dan Quinn. I can't fault Jerry for this one. This has been an issue for a long time. This ain't a this year issue. The run defense has not been a this year issue. This has been an ongoing issue. So how do we fix it? We're right in the thick of mid-season going into the back half of it. You're going to have to put pressure.
Okay, well, first thing, you're talking about fixing the issue.
Yeah.
What we're going to have to do, though, and I know Barr is hurt. Like, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Micah played basically linebacker.
Yeah.
There's got to be, and again, I at first when we signed Barr, I was like, why did we do this?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it was apparent to make Micah the end rusher or opposite side of tank.
Right.
Now, obviously, when we put him back to linebacker, now he's a quick guy. He's super fast, super instinctive. Yeah. But, now we're taking our best rusher out of it.
Yeah.
So in order to fix this, I would say we got to put Micah back in that rover kind of, I'm going to line you up anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can cause matchup issues there.
Right.
I mean, and as far as, obviously, maybe there's not a guy out there, trade deadline is passed.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know how it is. It's a numbers game. You know what I mean? If people are gashing you for 5 yards a carry plus,
then
you got to move that strong safety up.
Well, I mean, could we look at maybe signing practice squad guys at this point, or I mean, not people off the street, but I mean, we've got to find something or somehow to stop the run, because we're seeing this happen. And though they can say they're pissed, that ain't gonna fix it, right?
Right. I mean, again, to me, I'll say it like this: if you're the GM, right, and somebody's gassing you for 200 a game, is really a guy that doesn't have a football job. You're gonna insert him immediately in the starting lineup and say your job is to fix the run.
Right.
Like if that guy was so dominant, he would have already been on a team.
Very true.
Now, I mean,
very true.
Look, there's the XFL and the USFL and all these cats. Like, I'm be honest, I was super high on Turpin.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he's USFL MVP.
Yes.
Like, I want him on the other side of CeeDee Lamb. Because I don't necessarily trust Michael Gallup. And
you can't.
And that's before the injury.
Yes. Which was non-contact this past week. Yes. And I love Turpin, especially in that slot position. In that slot receiver position. You know what I'm saying? You put him there. Yo, big game. Appreciate you, dude.
I was like, give him the jet sweep.
Yeah.
Like, get creative. Put him in the backfield. Maybe you put Zeke at fullback.
Right.
And just stuff like that. Like Kellen Moore, we keep hearing about how you're this creative dude and you came, you grew up in that 90s Boise State offense. Like, I want to see some trickeration. I want to see you matriculated down the field, being creative with this MVP.
But here's the thing about his
MVP. MVP.
But that trickeration, right? We saw some of it early in the season and said, what the hell is that? It was like, no. You're doing too much. Because here's the other part that we talked about. And, before we came on, I said, look, this is some of the things that I've talked about with Dak Prescott. He throws too much. Dak Prescott should not throw as much as he does, right? In this game, he had 46 pass attempts.
Right.
46 pass attempts. There were 31 total runs. 31, right? We're going to keep dropping it. Watch this though, right? McCarthy was asked today in his presser, did he think they should have ran more? He said, well, yeah, a couple of 3, 4, more attempts. That probably would have been better, keep it more balanced. Now they're calling for Zeke, right? Now Zeke, everyone's like, oh, we need to get rid of Zeke and just keep Pollard. Pollard had 5.2 yards per carry. Guess what? Zeke has about the same, right? He has about the same. When Dak Prescott passes for more than 40 attempts, he is 6-13. He is 6-13 over his career. So guess what? Don't let him pass for over 40 times, 39, 38. Really, it should be around 35 times, right? So again, I've always said this. Offenses run about 70 to 80 offensive plays. Right. And yes, 2000 Boise State, more sucks. I agree. Right. You have about 70 to 80 plays. If the majority of your plays are going to be pass, Dak is not that dude. He's not. Dak is not going to win a Super Bowl for you.
I got you.
He would win a Super Bowl with you, but he won't win a Super Bowl for you.
Okay. Well, look, I think, at least from my perspective, and maybe I think this, next thought has everything to do with us being children of the 90s, experiencing and always comparing every Cowboy team to the 90s Cowboys. So when we looked at that Cowboys team, we saw a heavy dose of Emmett.
Yes.
We saw Troy Aikman with the accuracy and the efficiency.
Yes.
And we saw Michael, playmaker Irvin, obviously 3rd and 7 slants, comebacks, push-offs, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Jay Novacek streaking up the middle, high stepping.
Yes.
Right. Alvin Harper catching some go routes.
Hey, on the 9. Yeah. 8s and 9s.
And the reason why I say all that is because at least since the Tony Romo version of the Cowboys, and even to now, we got to talk.
Yeah, let's do it. No, let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Ever since, every Cowboy team to date compares favorably to those 90s squads. Now, again, I'm strictly talking about the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
So we have one home run hitter in Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
We got a workhorse back who maybe has lost a little bit, but he can still be productive in Zeke. Everybody praises his blitz pickup.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's Dax's best friend since they've been in the league together. Jerry loves him.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I agree with you that Dak doesn't need to throw that many times.
Yes.
But I'm actually wanting to take it down further. When I watched the Commanders-Eagles game,
man,
we saw a heavy dose of both backs.
Yep.
We saw a multitude of double-digit drives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Washington scored on an 18-point drive and a 14 and a 15 and a 16-point drive.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, hey, you can have all this glitz and glamour offense, but if they never see the field and we keep converting, now the second half, we can let the dogs out. And so my thing is, let's commit to the run with our home run hitter and our stalwart.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I'm more Pollard than Zeke, but he can have his 3rd and 3s, his 3rd and 2s. Give Pollard a chance maybe to have a short field, a 2nd and 4. Then the play action starts to happen. And I'm a big proponent of play action.
Yes, sir.
I don't necessarily like an empty backfield shotgun. I don't necessarily like, now again, this is a fan's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
I just kind of think that this squad matches up favorably with our championship level teams. And I do believe that we can do that again. But I think that these 2022 Cowboys are obviously caught up with 2022 NFL thinking. That your quarterback has to be Pat Mahomes, throw the ball 45 times, and hopefully he's efficient.
But he's not. Like, he's not. Like, I get he threw for 3 touchdowns. I get that. I get it. But what concerns me
to 2 dudes.
To 2 guys, yes. CD and Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, security blanket and Randy Moss Jr.
Yeah, which, now I think he's starting to figure out how to be a 1. He's still not there yet.
Yeah, but he has to have targets.
He's got targets. He's had targets.
Beginning of the year, he didn't have targets. Now, obviously, Dak's poor play had something to do with that, with Cooper Rush.
Well, Cooper Rush is going to pass. He's going to make the best decision.
Look, the same offense they ran with Cooper Rush.
Yeah, Trey, come on.
It might hurt Dak's ego, but if we getting wins, who cares? So run the ball first, run the ball on second. Let's throw something on 3rd down, and let's keep the train moving. Like, we don't necessarily have a quick strike offense. So why you got this? He's mobile, but he's slow. Like, why? Why would you RPOs with a dude that's super slow? I don't get it. Like, what is that going to burn us? Like, he's going to burn you for 5 yards a carry? Like, I don't know. I'm always comparing them to the championship Cowboys. I know maybe that's not the thing to do, but
no, it's not the thing to do.
From my site, do we have a championship roster? It can be that way, but obviously every year the roster conflicts with the play style.
Well, I mean, we say it conflicts with the play style, but it's one of those things where we say it conflicts with the play style, but what is the play style? I mean, because they've already said that they don't have a play style. They don't have an identity, is what he said. Our identity is what the defense gives us.
No.
Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Right.
Let me just say that.
Right. Right. That is super correct. The play style is, I'm gonna call this 60s Packer sweep, and you know it's coming, and I know it's coming, and we still gonna run it, and it's still gonna be effective.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s, everybody knew 1st and 10, they're gonna throw Emmett the halfback toss or the halfback off tackle.
Yes.
Okay.
That was it.
Everything stems from that, because once the offensive line gets working, all of a sudden safeties creep up. All of a sudden, how we got to play action pass.
Yeah.
I don't see what's wrong with that. It's still 11 men on the field.
Yeah.
Right. And we still have, we still got a pretty decent line. It's not the Great Wall of Dallas. But it's not bad.
For sure.
It can still, like I say, if we still got Pollard rushing for 100+ yards, and then a backup that I'll be honest, I never heard of doing some damage.
Malik Davis? Hey, check it out. Malik Davis, though, guess what? 7.6 average. So maybe we should get rid of Pollard and keep Malik Davis since he has such a great average carry, right? Yards per carry. That's what everyone's been talking about with Pollard. Hey, let me go ahead and let this guy in because apparently some things have happened at the basketball game. And now he decided he could join us, right? And I'm going to let him in. Let him in. Everybody, let's welcome in Trey Collins. Trey,
what's up,
my guy? Hello, Trey. Man. How you doing now?
Good, man. Thanks for filling in for me last minute. Yeah, man. The game ended, but I was so hot about this Eagle game, I had to get some things off my chest.
For sure. For sure. I'm so glad about the Eagles game. I thought it was amazing.
I mean, not the Eagle game, the Cowboy game. Whatever.
Oh, well, yeah,
the Cowboy. The Eagles game was important because it showed the league how to beat the Eagles. You've got to run effectively. You can't turn the ball over. I mean, it's simple football, right?
But look, when the Eagles played when the Eagles beat the Cowboys, let's be honest, okay? They beat a backup. They did not beat the team. If the team that played Chicago played Philly, that game is different. And the Cowboys win that game. The Cowboys win that game.
Look, I'm a Cowboy fan, and the Cowboys were supposed to beat these Packers.
Oh, well, yeah. Everyone said that, but not everyone. Someone didn't say that. Someone said, it feels like a trap game. It doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. I don't know who that was. It could have been this guy sitting here, but I'm just saying this was bad. Trey, what? So, okay. I'm going to give it to you, Trey. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to just drop it there.
Oh, man. Well, I've been saying this all along that I'll go first with the Eagles. The Eagles are fraudulent. They've been fraudulent all year. They haven't played. They hadn't had a comeback from behind. They've been leading in all second halves or tied. And I've been saying that if you hit them in the mouth, and that's what Washington did, you make Jalen Hurts beat you from – they're front runners. That's all this team is. They're front runners. And when everything's going bad – you saw it at halftime. Like, they kept showing Nick Sirianni, and they just looked dunked down. They're like, what the heck's going on? Like, oh, my God. And for the love of God, can we please stop with the Cowboy hatred that we cry about the refs every freaking time? The Eagles are the world's worst at that. That's just, he grabbed him with a face mask, and that caused you to fumble. How about the fumble whenever the guy gets up and he just knocks it out of his hand? Or how about when Jalen Hurts throws in the double coverage, but yet it's not his fault? It's never Jalen Hurts' fault. It's always somebody else's fault. But Jalen Hurts had a hell of a game because he threw for 174 yards with an interception. But in every case here or there, I'm just sick of Eagle fans. I try to give them a benefit of the doubt, but I can't do it. But no,
I loved when Graham hit Heineke at the end. That was so awesome.
And they're even complaining about that's not roughing. I'm like, it was roughing the passer.
No, that is.
It was roughing the passer.
No, that is. That's exactly what that like. The letter of the law is that's roughing the passer.
Yeah.
And he says, well, I thought he was going to get back up and run. Like that was his excuse. I love it.
Yeah.
You thought he was going to get back up and run after he gave himself up. You deserve to lose. You deserve to lose.
But going as soon as the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Green Bay Packers, I was like, Eagles are going to lose. That'd be typical Cowboy because we could have got a game on them, and it would have been everything come Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Can the Eagles lose? We're going to find out, right? How good the Eagles are, how they're going to respond to a loss, how they're going to respond. And I think that the Packers show that they can run it with Dillon and Jones,
yes.
And then now Watson's looking like he's going to Aaron Rodgers' favorite receiver right now. If he doesn't draw balls, he can have. I mean, someone's got to step up for that team, and that's what happened. But going to this Dallas Cowboys Green Bay Packer game, they're up 28-14. I feel like they let the gas off the pedal. I think they all relaxed. They're like, oh, fourth quarter, we got this 14 points. Our defense is stout. Our defense is like whatever. Like you can't score on us. We haven't gave up over 30 points in a game. You're not going to come back and beat us. And I think that's what happened. I really do. I think they just let off the gas pedal. And you can't do that if you're a great team. It's a good lesson to learn. And I like everyone's attitude after the game, except for whining to the refs. Stop whining to the refs about that pass interference called the CeeDee Lamb. You're up 14. It should never came down to that in overtime. Let's just be straight up honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
So saying all that.
I mean, what did Jimmy say? What did Coach Jimmy Johnson say? You know, when you have them down, you got your foot on their neck. Yep. Hey, that's what you do. They're down, put your foot on their neck.
Oh, yep. And we can't beat Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. I don't understand what the case is. It doesn't matter. We could not beat any of those guys, and they're having a down.
Can't do it.
But I'm tired of these people. Like I'm gonna love and hate Dak Prescott at the same time in this conversation.
Really?
What? First with the hatred. What are you like? When, as fans in the media, are we going to stop coddling this baby? The baby that Dak Prescott is. Let's just be straight up. He threw 2 interceptions. It was his fault, but that blaming CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz. No, it's your fault. You shouldn't. If they ran the wrong route, you shouldn't have thrown it there. It's double coverage anyway. I don't understand why you're throwing these balls in to begin with. Dak tries to live like up to his to the reputation of his money. That's exactly what Dak Prescott tries to do. He tries to force things when it's not there. He can make a good throw, and he's a heart and soul of this team. Second of all, this loss wasn't on Dak Prescott. For what Dak Prescott did in the first half, they were up 28-14 in that fourth quarter. That defense could not stop a nosebleed to save their life. In a
that part.
And when are we going to start? And Dan Quinn, yes, we love him, but we also got to give him scrutiny too. We got to go back to the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. They're up how much in the fourth quarter, and they couldn't stop it after they started rolling. At some time, Dan Quinn's going to be like answering these questions. Hey,
I mean, it was like 24-10, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
He once it starts like going downwards, he doesn't know how to adjust. Like he starts freaking out a little bit. I don't know what the case. I mean, it's a small sample size. It's 2 games, but it's kind of a trend. And it also feels like the Dallas defense also lets up with Dak Prescott. Does that make any sense?
Yes, and I've heard that. Yeah, that's kind of been what the talk has been here, or at least suggested of, you know. The play is different. Players play different on defense when Dak is there as opposed to Cooper Rush. You know, for whatever reason, they feel like Dak can pull them out or you know, Dak is just this person. I'm like, no, to me, it's play calling. And because the play calling will dictate, well, we have Dak. He's $40 million. He's QB1. I mean, he should be able to pass 46 times. And like I said before, he doesn't win when he does that. He doesn't win. He does not win. So don't do it. I mean, that's a very easy statistic. You just Google it, and there it is. So I don't get. And I thought Mike McCarthy was an analytics guy. Now that's why he took the year off. Oh, we did it. I found, you know,
he is an analytics guy. He is an analytics guy. He went for it on. He went for it on 4th and 4.
You mean he didn't kick the field goal?
Brett, the analytics said go for it. Brett Maher already proven he can make a freaking field goal this year. I don't think
he can make a field goal.
He's doing a good. He hit one from that distance earlier in the game, right down the middle. I don't understand why. And then you're not putting all that pressure on the defense at the end of the game. And if you are going to go for it on 4th down in that situation, why not run the damn ball? Why not run it and try to see what you can with running the ball? Tony Pollard's been skating them all day long. Like he had 130 yards rushing. Why
he only have 5.2 yards per carry, man. So you know that's numbers. That's trash.
Or do RPO, do an option play with Dak Prescott. I don't know, dude. Like,
man, I'm tired of the Zeke hate. Like everybody's hating on Zeke because he only gets 5 yards a carry.
It's not that people hate on Zeke, dude. It's like Zeke's time is dwindling. And then when you have a back like Pollard that's showing up and showing out, you want to see more from him. Like,
because he runs different plays. Now
my thing is this: if we want to talk about, you know, Zeke versus Pollard, that's fine, but let's not act like this is, you know, 2016.
No, I'm not.
This isn't the Zeke that makes a cut and all of a sudden he's passed a couple safeties. Like, this is Zeke who's got to look, you know, watch his nutrition now because Pollard's right on his ass. I mean, you got a guy that's his playing window is just shrinking, and
okay,
and he's doing everything he can to scave this off.
But here's the thing too: is we talk about Zeke and the fact that he continues to be hurt is because he runs in between the tackles and he gets the hard yards that Pollard doesn't or won't, or whatever you want to call it, because of play calling, or maybe the fact that he bounces it outside and he's able to do that. But that's a reality. Again, Malik Davis has 7.6 yards per carry. So let's put Malik Davis in instead of Tony Pollard, because Tony Pollard only got 5.2.
In where Zeke is. I mean, dude, I love Zeke, but you got to understand Zeke ain't Emmett, number one. And
no,
Jerry, that's his second son. He's treating him like Emmett. And here's the thing, too. I'm going to tell you who Zeke reminds me of. Zeke reminds me of Emmett when Emmett was in Arizona. Like, dude, we got to understand, you play the hot, back. Like, right now, Pollard is your difference maker. It's not Zeke.
Only because Zeke is hurt. When Zeke, I'm telling you, man. Okay.
Look, okay. All right. Look at stats from when Zeke was younger.
Oh, I agree with you. Listen, right? I'm telling you, I agree with you.
He's got a decline.
Zeke is in the decline. No one gets better. It's very few players, if any, that get better as they get older. I get that. And Zeke is on the other side of that hill. I get that. But I'm not going to sit here and say right now, today, oh, we need to get rid of Zeke. Just go ahead and cut him so we have Pollard, and then Pollard can just handle the whole. No, he cannot. He had 22 carries. He averaged 5.2 yards per carry.
5.2.
I don't know. That's what Zeke has. That's what Zeke has. That's what Zeke has. But everyone is saying, "Oh, Zeke is trash."
No, Zeke is not trash.
He's not trash.
Here's the thing: Zeke is not trash. We should have let Zeke go a year and a half ago, because we saw this then, and people are being nice now. Like, I'm be honest, Jay. Right now, it's Pollard's time, and everybody sees it except the slim few. Now, again, he can be the third and short back. He can be the third and long.
He's not.
Blitz pickup. That's fine.
He is not.
Pollard right now can be that dude.
Pollard is not going to give you more than 25 carries a game. And if you ask for that, you're asking for a lot. Say what?
Has he had a chance to?
Yes.
Have 25 carries?
Yes, he had a chance.
When Zeke has been hurt, he has hit up the ground.
He had a chance, but he said, "Coach, I'm done. I'm gassed. Take me out."
You're right. I guess
what was that 14, 15 carries he had?
You're right. I'm sorry. I guess we don't want 140 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. I guess today.
That's great for that game. Can he do it? Can he do it more than once?
But you got to give him an opportunity.
He had an opportunity this week. What did he do?
He did what? 115 yards rushing and a touchdown? What's wrong with that?
Where's the 3 touchdowns? That's what I want.
Oh, Zeke wasn't even me 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
Zeke wasn't even doing that.
My man.
Because Zeke is not going to get the ball down low anymore. Zeke doesn't get the ball within the 20. From 20 to 20, he doesn't get the ball. From inside the red zone, he's not going to get the ball.
So let's say
we know that.
Let's say I humor you with that. The question is why?
Why
Don't
what?
The Cowboys want to gain yardage?
No, they want to do it with flares, so they're going to pass it because that's what they do. They pass it in the red zone. You can look at the statistics. That's what they do.
It's true.
They pass it in the red zone. They don't run it in the red zone.
And again, what did we talk about earlier? We got a 90s roster without the 90s identity. They need to be able to run.
I mean,
you just said you wanted.
Well, we would run the ball. No, in the 90s, we would give the ball to Emmett.
You just said you didn't want Dak to pass for 40 times a game.
No,
right?
I don't. So run the damn ball. How hard is that?
We run the ball more.
Not in the red zone.
Look, I get it that you're frustrated that we pass in the red zone. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a whole nother identity that You know the run is coming. They know the run is coming. We still gonna run, and we're gonna still be successful. For me,
we don't do that.
It needs to be a shift in the attitude, a shift in identity.
Well, first, it's not even a shift in identity. Just get one. And when we had Cooper Rush, guess what? We had one. We would run the damn ball, and we had awesome defense.
The defense was gassed too.
The defense wasn't gassed.
Right, so because it was 90s, it was 90s style. It was ball control and it was defense. There's nothing wrong with that. That's still a winning formula. Ask New England.
Well, New England or old New England?
Either one. New England right now with subpar dudes of 5-4.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mac Jones was at the game where they ran it like 47 times into like 3 times or something like that.
Yeah,
I get you. I'm
just saying, look, I get it. I understand about analytics. Again, I'm a math teacher. I get it.
Yeah.
But defense still wins championships. Ball control still limits. You can have Josh Allen. You can have Pat Mahomes. You can have the receiver for Minnesota, Jefferson. You can have Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Right. But and again, I point to that Washington Philly game. If they still on the sideline,
the game, I know that's you, and I hate you for that. The Cheeseheads beat that. I hate you for that, bro.
Yo, but that's the thing, though. If all these elite dudes on offense are on the sideline, then you're doing your job.
All right, so let's look ahead to Minnesota.
Scary.
I'm tired of that. It is scary.
It's not
they beat the Bills, and that was a quality.
They did not beat the Bills. Let's revout. They did not beat the Bills. The Bills beat the Bills.
Look, Minnesota did not win. The Bills lost.
No. All Josh Allen had to do was hold a snap, and they win that freaking football game. And talk about it. And let's talk about all this Cowboy hate that. Oh, the Cowboys gave a 14-point lead. Oh my God, good teams don't do that. So the Bills not a good team now because they gave up over 17 points. They're ahead up at 17 points. Stop this Cowboy hatred and crap like that. I'm sick of it. Like
Mr. Trey,
the Chiefs have lost to the Colts. The Chiefs have lost to the Colts. Bills have lost to the Dolphins, which is probably a good team, but they lost to the Jets and they lost to the Vikings.
The Dolphins
are all good teams.
All Jets, really?
Hey, the same thing you said about the Eagles. The same thing you said about the Eagles is the same that applies to the Buffalo Bills. They are all front runners.
Yeah,
they are legit front runners. Now, like you said, you punch them in the mouth, you stay with them, and then all of a sudden now Josh Allen got to make a critical third down, and you double up on Stephon Diggs. All of a sudden, oh boy, we got a game.
It's different. It's different. And I say it like this. And the Bills lost the game more than the Vikings won it. But the Vikings were in a position to do that. And there's the difference between, that team and another team. Whereas even if he fumbles, they score a touchdown, that's still not enough. Like, they were there. They had been there. And Kirk Cousins was like, hey, watch this, right? So I'm just saying, I always got him, dude. I always got him. It is scary. It is very scary. We're playing them in Minnesota.
I know that
we always do. We always play them in freaking Minnesota.
Which, it's still a dome game, but it's still in Minnesota. You have Jefferson, you have Cook, you have Kirk Kane. You got a kicker that can kick the ball.
They just got that new tight end too from Detroit. He's been doing some big things.
Yeah. And the defense they're not
call it what they are. They are serviceable.
They're serviceable. So another running back that averaged 7.1 yards per carry. I mean, the run was their big game. That's what's scary to me about this game is that they can run and they have a guy that can pass the ball. And though Anthony Brown has come on, Diggs isn't the ball hawk that he was, but he's not giving up as many yards. So it's like, which one do you want? Do you want the yards? Or you want the ball hawk?
Well, Diggs is also not getting the ball thrown to him, but Aaron only threw it to his way one time. So that's what you want from your corner. Cut the field in half, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that makes it smart. And Anthony Brown is stepping up, like I said. And so your safeties have to step up. But and Jay, to your point, okay, if I'm not going to throw it, I'll run it. That means your run defense has to be there to make sure it's not going to be a 7.1 average, yards per carry. Right? 2-3 yards per carry, fine. Get in there, get some tackles for loss, put some pressure on your quarterback. It's a different game. But your offense can't go 3 and out every freaking time, right? That just ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna work, because your defense is gonna get tired, and that's what it is. So this game does scare me a lot.
You know what though? I'm excited for this game. It's put up or shut up time. And it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, the reason I say that because you hear, oh, Green Bay ran for 200 yards, and all you hear is about Micah Parsons and all the other defensive players like, yeah, we need to do better. We need to do better, like talking all this big game, right? Well, it's put up or shut up time now with probably the best team in the NFC, maybe, and Philadelphia, maybe, but hey, they're 8-1. San
Francisco's in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's put up or shut up time, and and this is what you want. It's against a winning team. It's against a playoff team, and Dallas has not won these games in the past. So this is going to tell us a lot about what the Dallas Cowboys are. This is going to tell us if we're up there with the Super Bowl contender teams in the NFC, or we're just another Dallas Cowboys. Oh, we just beat up on the crappy teams in our division, and we're going to get out in the first round again. That's exactly what this game is going to come down to. And
I think that was the Green Bay game.
Huh?
I think it was the Green Bay game.
I don't.
I think it was. I think it was
too much emotion. I think it was too much.
That's why I think it was a put up or shut up game.
No.
You have to me, it's this. You have to overcome, you have to exercise the demons, right? And they didn't do that. You have to exercise the demon of Green Bay and Lambeau Field. You have to exercise the demon of Aaron Rodgers. You have to exercise the demon of McCarthy being there in emotion. And they didn't do that. Here's the thing. We can't beat Tampa Bay. And so until we can beat Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, I can't say nothing to anybody from Tampa Bay other than, yeah, you suck, but you did beat us. I can't say anything to Green Bay Packers fans because they've beaten us. You have not exercised that demon. So if we see them in the playoffs, even though we know they suck, they now have the advantage. Not to say they'll make it, but they have the advantage.
I guess we'll agree to disagree, whatever.
That's very civil.
Go ahead to your point. But to your point, Minnesota put up, shut up game.
It is because more than likely we're probably going to have to go to Minnesota if we're going to have Minnesota or Philadelphia. And why not just go over there and show them what we can do? The reason I don't think the Green Bay game was that game because Green Bay was coming off 5 straight losses. Dallas was coming off a bye.
Running backs, okay.
And in all intents and purposes, Green Bay is not a playoff team this year. Let's just be they're too far behind. I don't think they're going to get in the playoffs unless 49ers, Giants, or us like completely collapse, which is possible, but who knows? That's why. But going to Minnesota, I just believe this is the true test to see where our team is truly at. Yeah. And Mike McCarthy made a good
and that's for Pollard. Yeah,
he made a good point. Teams coming off a bye actually do not win as much as teams going into the bye. Like teams are they only win 50% of the time. They don't win like the 75. So it's something about that bye week. And I'm not going back to that Green Bay game, but man, we're up 28-14. We beat ourselves. Let's just be honest. That's what I call it. Green Bay did not beat us. We beat ourselves. We got too cute because we're finally gonna beat Aaron Rodgers. Oh, we finally got and then then they scored that late touchdown, and then oh crap, here we go. And then we got Tinson up again, and Dak tried to do what he had to do. But I'm not worried. You know why I'm not worried about this Minnesota game?
Why are you not worried, Trey?
Because what is Kirk Cousins not good at?
Primetime games.
I know it's a 3:25 kickoff, but it's against the Dallas Cowboys. We saw the ratings, what it was with the Green Bay Packers last week.
Yes.
Is this a primetime game? You think all eyes are going to be on this game at 3:25?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not worried one bit. And our defense is hungry. And I think Dak has a lot to prove. And I think we get Zeke Elliott back. And I think that this team is going to show us a lot. If they bounce back and dominate, we're fine. If we lose, then you can start all the, oh crap. But I'm excited for this game. After Sunday, I said, I'm done with the Cowboys. I'm done. I'm never watching another game again. I'm done with the team. And my wife goes,
that's a real Cowboy fan right there. Yo, how many times do us Cowboy fans say, I'm getting tired of these damn Cowboys? Like, I'm sick. Like, I'm so sick. No.
But yes, I'll root for him.
Fan can identify with what you just said, Trey. I love
it.
Absolutely. Like, I'm done. I'm finding some other team.
And my wife, who does not like sports whatsoever, she goes, I don't want to hear it. Come Monday afternoon, you're going to be like, oh, I can't wait for the game on Sunday. And it wasn't Monday afternoon, but it was Monday night after the Eagles lost. I'm like, all right, Cowboys are back in the division talk.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you something. When you started talking about, after that loss, I knew my week would suck because that's what it would be, right? I knew it would suck. I knew it would because that's what it is. Yeah, don't sleep on Kirk Kane, I'm telling you. But when the Eagles lost to the Commies, that brightened my week. I was like, you know what? Life is okay. Life is okay. Things are looking up. Yes. I was good with that because, especially in the fashion, I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. I didn't watch that game until my friend called me from Houston, was like, are you seeing this? Are you watching this right now? I was like, nah, I'm not watching that trash. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. It's Commies and the Eagles. The Eagles should be blasting. It's like, no. Turn it on. And I watched the fourth quarter. I said, what is this? I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. And then when Graham, my week was so much better. Dude, it was so great.
What is going on in our comment section?
I don't know.
Dude, what are you looking at over here? Like,
that's why I block them. I block them up. They're like, oh, look, they got viewers, they got subscribers, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how this works. You know what I mean? I'm a mod, you know what I'm saying? From hell, I ain't finna even go there. That's what that is. So, you come in with that trash and that mess, check it. You gonna get blocked. But no, man, I'm scared for this game like I was for Green Bay. You're right. This is a put up or shut up. They're what, 8-1?
They are.
But they've beaten good. All their wins have been by one-score games.
But they're still wins, Trey.
Win.
I know they're wins. I'm just saying.
Apply to us.
I hear what you're saying.
8-1 and happy.
And here's the other thing. They've shown they can come from behind, and they've shown they can win close games.
Well, when you have a great wide receiver in Justin Jefferson who makes a catch of the freaking year.
Yeah. That's why you have them. That's why we want someone like that. That's why we're mulling over. Maybe we should get OBJ.
And
we should get him.
You know what sucks about that? We could have had him too because he was picked after CeeDee Lamb.
Look, there's so many that were picked, and especially on the defensive side with Rod Marinelli. And I like him personally, but when it came to the picks on defense during the Marinelli era, it hurts. It hurts. Taco, Cheeto, all the O's. It was bad. It was bad. So yeah. And then you give away the good players and you're like, just costs too much to have them. Like, no, but they deserve it.
And I want to make a confession right now. I'm off the Tolbert bandwagon fandom. I cut him right now. Like, why is he even in the game at that point? And he's all lined up off sides. Like, dude, you haven't improved at all. I don't understand. I know Dak wanted you. I don't know why Dak wanted you. I thought I saw some good things in college, but the star's too much for this guy. Get him out of here. I don't like him. Just cut him.
Because Dak clearly has an eye for talent.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know what he saw. I mean, maybe he saw the highlight tape.
Clearly has an eye for talent. And he knows how to make other players better because that is what he's done his whole career, right?
Dude, you sound like LeBron James and Russell Westbrook right there.
Hey. Don't bring LeBron James into this if you want to go for another hour, dude, because I can go on a rant about LeBron James.
Hey, LeBron, MVP.
Oh, 3-9-3-10 team.
You mean like 5 years ago?
MVP. 30 points a game.
How they win, and it's funny how they win games when he's not playing. Just saying.
30 points a game. Just saying. He had like 30
record.
He had 30 points a game. I mean,
anyway, you need to bring me on your other shows, dude, to talk about this. I would go off.
That's right.
Dude, I would go off on LeBron, dude.
An excuse, I'm telling you every time, bro.
What excuses do I have? For what?
Oh, it's 1 point game. It is, it's less than that. Come on. Anyway, now it's time. If I can get Trey with that, look. Now my night has been made because I have made Trey make that face, and I love it.
Whoa. LeBron James into it, you see that face a lot more. I don't even when his commercial come on, I turn it off, dude. I cannot stand that guy.
I love it. I love LeBron James.
Oh, LeBron James.
Poor AT&T. They done lost the customer.
LeBron James.
I still have not seen Space Jam 2 because he's in it. Just be honest.
It's so amazing. You're missing out.
Take your girl to watch that. I'm pretty sure it sucks.
He's an amazing actor. Amazing.
Oh, shut up. Good God.
And the 3D characters, it's amazing. It's amazing. The storyline. They even got Warhammer in there. You love it.
Oh my God. Okay, get on with Legend of the Star. I'm tired. I don't want to hear.
Now we get to pick Legend of the Star.
God.
This is a player in Cowboys history that, may have been overlooked, may not be in the Ring of Honor, may not be in the Hall of Fame, but hey, they're our favorite. Or someone we said, hey, did you know? So do you have yours, Trey? AJ, I know you got yours, man.
Yes, sir.
Man. Coming with a LeBron James slander, man.
First off, folks, it threw him off.
First off, when you said you had a bad week of sport, let me tell you about my bad weekend of sports, okay? My Tybee Antlers got knocked out of the playoffs in the first round by probably the state champion Alamo Heights team. Saturday, I'm like, all right, I got college football. Texas throws up a stinker against your TCU Horned Frogs.
Let's go, Frogs!
And I knew I was in trouble. I'm like, ooh, at least I had the Cowboys to fall back on, which is never a good thing. And then the Cowboys just go and play an egg on that Green Bay. And then I'm like, all right, I didn't watch the Sunday night game. I'm like, all right, Warriors never let me down. Steph Curry's going to show out. They lose the second, then the Kings. I was done with sports for the weekend. I was like, no more. I didn't even turn on Twitter. I didn't turn on Facebook. I was done. But oh, man. You know what? I'm going with this guy because we need his moxie. We need a playmaker. We need this. We need that. I'm going Deion Leon tonight, man. That's who I'm going with.
Deion Leon. Yeah, okay. That's a reach. There we go. I'm not familiar. So I'm gonna have to go do some research.
Leon? Are we
Sanders? Deion Sanders.
Oh,
Deion.
Yes.
Deion. Okay. Deion.
Is that an amalgamation of Leon Lett and Deion Sanders?
It's a Deion Sanders, Leon Lett.
Yeah, all of them.
We need a twofer. I didn't know that. Hey, Jabbar, I didn't know we could combine Cowboys.
Hey, man.
It's my show. I can do whatever I want.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
I'm only the guest star. I'm happy to be here.
Emmett Irvin.
Hey, Zach Elliott. I'm with it.
Troy Novacek.
That's it. Des Romo. Let's go.
Boo.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback. That's my cornerback.
Hey, T.O. said, let him go.
All right, AJ, who you got, man?
Again, I'm a child of the '90s championship rosters, man. I gotta go for it. Ken Norton Jr.
Good one.
I felt like
he's always my favorite. Yeah,
he was the best out of that group. He seemed like he had the moxie, the passion. I used to love he'd make the big play and start punching the goalpost.
Yeah,
I mean, I hated that we lost him to San Francisco, and then they did well. I wanted him to be the head coach for the Cowboys for a long time when he got into coaching. They did well in Seattle. Gosh, just a solid, good professional, and he made it cool to be a defensive stud on that defense. Like it wasn't just about even before Charles Haley. Like he held it down before the kind of free agent spending with Charles Haley and Neon Deion. So I say kind of undervalued, but still super big in my heart. Ken Norton, fighter, Jr.
Oh man, I'm tired.
I like that. Rounding it out, this is the only guy to ever win an MVP, Super Bowl MVP on a losing team. Right? Played for 11 seasons. I'm going way back. Yeah, played from 61 to 72. The outside linebacker that should be actually in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I actually kind of started looking up his stats. Like, wow, this dude is kind of dope. Chuck Howley. Chuck Howley is my guy. So yeah, for those who don't know or familiar with him, look him up. There's some good stuff on him. You know what I mean?
So the only way, folks, y'all gonna have to see it.
Exactly.
Because even as Cowboy fans, and I'm an old dude, like I'm 45, we don't know who that is. So people, whoever you watching, we're gonna have to YouTube. And matter of fact, no, because Chuck Howley is before YouTube. Somebody get NFL Films on the phone. Get NFL Films on the phone and go to those yesteryear America's teams, and you can find out who he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he's already in NFL Films, and that's on YouTube. So yeah, check that out. But there you go. I got you, man. Hey, for all those that tuned in, we really appreciate you. Again, make sure that you like, subscribe, smash the bell. Make sure that you check us out every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Cowboys Cutting Up, also on Big Game Sports Buzz.
Wow. No predictions this week. We're just that frustrated with the Cowboys.
No, we're not. We're going to do predictions. I'm just going to make sure I do this part because I got to do this part because I forget that part sometimes, right? Okay, thanks, Trey. And you can, of course, hit us on podcast wherever you catch podcasts. Make sure that you subscribe. Now, Trey, let's go to predictions to round this out. Thanks.
All right. Hell of a segue.
He forgot. He's just trying to cover his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I can admit that.
He forgot. Anyway, no, I think it's going to be a close game. I think this is going to be an NFC Championship preview. Mark it here first. I think that's what it's going to be. It's put up or shut up time for the Dallas Cowboys. You're not going to do it this year. You're never going to do it because this NFC conference is safe. It's whatever. It's parity. Yeah. It's whatever. It's crap. Yeah. Like it's not that good. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it this year. When are you going to do it? So I think this is NFC or a championship preview. I think it's prime time. All eyes are on Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins tries to throw it down to Jefferson late. Diggs gets an interception. Dallas gets the field goal. I think Dallas wins a close one, 31-28.
Okay.
All right. And Jay, what you got, man? What you thinking?
All right. Ooh. Again, Trey, I love the positivity. I really do. Like it's super refreshing. I love it.
I'm here for.
So even as a Cowboys fan, I think it's a little too tall for the Cowboys. No pun intended, Ed Jones. Here's what I think, because you got to remember the Minnesota offensive coordinator came from St. Louis, and they're using Jefferson just like St. Louis used Cup. and he's moving all around. He lines up in the backfield. He lines up in the slot. He lines up at the X. He lines up at the Y. So because of that, I love the fact that you want Diggs to handle him, but Diggs is only going to handle his side of the field. Every time they line him up somewhere else, he gets lost. So I think that the score is going to be similar. However, I think the Vikings are going to win 31-27. I think that we probably will have the last drive, but I think Dak is going to do his bizarro magic, and we don't make the fourth foul.
No, Dak is a verb now. Dak is going to Dak. Dak is going to Dak.
So that, I mean, look, I want the Cowboys to win, and yes, we want those Cowboys to make that signature win. But to me, it showed me a little more last week than it is for this week. Like until we can stop the run, I'm scared to. I mean, I guess we can beat the Washington Generals.
Maybe.
I think Dallas is going to stop the run this week. I think Dalvin Cook's going to have a bad game. I think he's going to have. He's legit. I love Dalvin Cook. I wish the Dallas Cowboys would have got him, but at the same time, I just think that the Cowboys are hearing all the noise. I think Dan Quinn's going to put in a good scheme. I think he's going to move Michael Parsons around. I think you're going to see him a lot more stopping the run, and I think Haskins is going to have I think he's going to show up in the run game. I just believe that it's now or never. Like if you're not going to stop the run after all your talk this week, then you're not stopping the run at all this year. And I think the Cowboys are up for the challenge. That's what I think. I honestly think Dalvin Cook's going to have under 60 yards rushing. But then again, their backup running back might have a little bit, and Mathis might actually have a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be so focused on stopping Cook.
And so with that, I'm actually going to go, the over-under, I believe for this game is 42.5. So I think it's actually going to be 24-17 Minnesota way.
Good gosh. So no division for the Cowboys after this week is what you're saying.
Wild card, baby. Let's go for it.
Oh, yeah, it's wild card. Yeah, we're wild card. But the problem with the wild card is New York right now has a better record than Dallas. And so and I don't see three teams out of the NFC East, even though the rest of the conference sucks.
I think
the rest of the conference sucks.
I can see that.
I think you get two. You get 3 out of the East and 2 out of the West. I think Seattle, San Fran, and then Dallas, New York, and Philadelphia.
Ooh, that's going to be tough because that means Minnesota and then Tampa Bay come out the North and the South.
Yeah, South is trash.
If San Francisco leapfrogs Seattle, and if Seattle stays with this pace, it's going to be hard for our boys. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. We'll like I said, we're going to grab maybe that last one.
I won't
say last one.
I think we're 6.
It's going to be low.
I think we need to stay out of that number 4 spot and face Tampa Bay. That's what I think.
Possibly. I don't know because Tom Brady has our number.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You stay out of that 5th place game so you can.
Yeah. No, so we don't. Oh, yeah. For sure. All right. Well, I've done all the things I need to do.
Are you sure?
We've done the predictions. So now we can go away.
We can go to bed.
We can go to bed.
You sleeping?
We
can do this some more.
Yeah. Hey, quick shout out to Luka Doncic, who's going to be the MVP this year over LeBron James.
Yeah,
that game-winning 3. Oh my goodness! Woo!
Look,
that boy.
We're gonna talk about getting some kind of Mavs basketball something podcast because we got to do it. It's just too much good basketball and good Mavs stuff going on that we just can't talk about.
Good,
but
at 85.
I'm not with you today. Tonight. Hey, again, make sure that you check out Big Game Entertainment, Big Game Sports Buzz. Make sure you check out Trey. What you got going this week, man?
I got nothing going on this week. My team's out of the playoffs. So
awesome.
Yeah. I might do some freelancing.
Okay.
High school games Friday night. I don't know. It's going to be cold. Yeah. It's going to be cold. I don't think I want to stand on the sidelines in the cold.
There you go. All right. But make sure that you follow this guy. Give him a follow. Give him a like. Check out the stuff that he has on YouTube. I know he does some stuff on there, some live stuff there. And Jay, thank you for filling in, man. Come back anytime, bro.
Yes,
come back, man. We'll have you on some other stuff. Hey, for us here, appreciate you. Stay Cowboy Nation, man. Let's go. Let's get it. I'm just gonna end it here. Let's do it.